Hello everyone, welcome back to Bitcoin New York. Today is 17th of June, a little bit past 8 p.m. The usual daily charts and 3-day charts have closed, so I would like to share to you guys about what I think about these charts. And today's title is Bitcoin Death Cross. And it's a little bit of an overwhelming title, but I would like to get into this a little bit more in the video. And first of all, the Fear and Greed Index here. Yesterday it was at 26. Today is at 25. So I thought it was gonna go a little bit lower, but it's actually kind of at a little bit of a resistance point right now. So I think it's still a lot of space to be buying into it. We're going to be getting to Bitcoin first of all in US dollars. This is the daily chart. So tomorrow or tomorrow after that, it will make a death cross over that time. And today what's happening right now is it's in a new market high right now. And after that, it has gone a little bit of selling off for a little while. And it's only starting off on the daily charts over here. But I think it's going to sell off for a little bit more in the little while. At around 37,018. Probably hit that number and maybe fluctuate a little more or maybe sell off a little more. And I think it's still in kind of a bullish market right now overall, looking at the EMA lines and looking at these trend lines. I think it's gonna take a little bit more time until it hits that trend line and be back on that rising pattern again. And it's still making new market highs a little by a little. So maybe tomorrow it might go higher, or maybe the next 2-3 days it might make a little bit of a U-curve before it gets back to that last pattern that it was going up. So right now, I think it's a little bit of making like a triangular pattern towards that trend line over there. So yeah, the next 3-day charts, I think the 5-day charts are closing, so I'm going to get into that at the same time over there. And the part that it makes a death cross, I think this is the first time be making a death cross since it has been on a kind of a rising run. And the part when it made a death cross, it's kind of sold off over there. And since that time, before it took about 33 days to recover from that position. Let's say this is at 100. Let's hold on over here. So about 2,000 over there. So in that 33 days, was on a rise about $2,000. So after it made a death cross over there, about 33 days or 35 days will be the recovery period for the death cross and the recovery of the market over there. And this line has been in place since the time of Corona pandemic. So that is still in the play. So I think that might be taking a little bit of a important element in this roll over here. And so it's actually been selling off before the death cross over there. And over here, it actually sold off before the death cross. And so after the death cross, it made a recovery after 33 days of a little bit of a kind of a fluctuation or kind of adjustment period over there. And even looking at it right now, so probably make a death cross tomorrow or day after that. So 33 days after that, it would be the, say, recovery period, looking at it from the last pattern that this made in. So if it were to recover around here, I think it will be probably maybe 40 days would be the number, the realistic number that it would be taking for this to recover. So I've been saying this a lot on the videos, but I think it's gonna actually fluctuate around this number right now for a little while. And I think there's gonna be a little bit of adjustments until that recovery. So it's kind of gonna be a hard time to be getting any insight into the market. If you're getting into this market right now, probably go 36,000. I think around those number is a pretty good place to get into. Or 34,600 would be probably the low place to make an order in. Or maybe 41,000 would be another pretty good idea. the best place to make a profit would be on 5,000, 9,000, 59,000, sorry. So probably for another month, it would be probably fluctuating sideways for the most part. And I think until the midst of August would be kind of the extension of that recovery period where there is still not much of a movement that the chart would be making. But nonetheless, there might be instances of suddenly jumping up, but I don't think that's much of a possibility for now. But just until it doesn't go through the trend line, we're in the green. So yeah, just keep an eye on these indicators. We're going to get into this bit by bit every 3 days. So for those of you that are very considerate about this, be sure to check in. And let's get into Ethereum's in Tether US dollars. And the triangular pattern that I've been saying until the time of Corona, since the time of coronavirus. So that is the pattern that's taking place, the same as Bitcoin. And in the 3-day charts, let's check out the 3-day charts over here. This is the chart that we actually want to see for, yeah, it's actually have a pretty good resistance point at that 2300 over there. And I think this is going to take a lot more time for it to have effective price point taken into place. And then looking at the RSIs over here in the 3-day charts, the same as the candlestick charts, this is the trend line that's taking place on the RSI charts. So it's actually pretty much touching at the bottom of the trend line over there. 3-day charts closed, but looking at it on the weekly charts over here, there is a little bit of a steep base that until it hits that trend line over there. So for those of you that have it, keep hold on to it, I would say. I think I heard some of you say that actually want to get into ethers. I think that I don't have any ether yet. If I were to give some advice on that, let's check the Fibonacci retracement there. I think it's over here. Yeah, let me check these numbers real quick. I would say probably 2332 or 2250 or 2146. But there is instances of not the candles not reaching through the trend lines. But I think actually there is actually instances of long sticks taking place. So I think actually 2091 is actually a pretty good place to make an order in. I think it's a pretty good chance to get into this right now. For those of you that don't have it, it's kind of like I know it might be kind of scary to get into this, but it's still taking place in the trend line, and the RSI is still at the bottom. So I don't think it's much of a place to be overthinking this in. The indicators are there, the RSIs are at the bottom, so I think it's actually a pretty good chart right now. But I think there might be an instance of going through the trend line and going up after that. But yeah, in the 3-day charts, it's looking like this, still touching the trend line. I think there might be better indicators in when the weekly chart closes, so I think that might be a better timing to get make decisions in. So starting from that and over there, yes, so it's right on that resistance line over there. So I don't think it's much of something to worry about. I don't think it's much of a big deal for now. I think probably the next potential market high would be probably at 7,100 or 7,500. So there's still a lot more place for growth. So I think getting into it little by little is a pretty good idea. And I think at around probably midst of July would be probably the next place that we'll be getting to the next high run. But I think there will be instances of kind of going through the trend line, but people are going to be buying into that dip. So, and the EMA line's kind of going into it. So I don't think there is much incentive going through the trend line. But if you look at the dotted lines on the EMA lines, it's kind of trying to move up. So I think it's actually a pretty good position that this cryptocurrency is in right now. And I don't think there is going to be much of a close in on these two EMA lines until October. So I think it's going to hold its position pretty well for a while. And it's kind of getting close in on the daily charts over here. So I think there might be a little bit more of a rise in price at around August. And around here, yeah, at the 1st of August is the place that it's kind of closing in. And Ethereum's and Bitcoin's is pretty much at the same. It's pretty much the same point right now. And 3-day charts over here. The candlesticks are kind of getting smaller right now. I think it might get down to 59,738, but I think it's gonna fluctuate a little bit more, kind of repeating the last two spike patterns for a little bit more while. And the RSIs over here, yeah, there is a little bit more space into that, touching that trend line over there. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna go hit that trend line before it gets the next rising pattern again, or the next spike over there. So if you have it, it's actually a pretty good position. So it's a kind of a matter of where you want to get into it. For those of you that are looking to buy in, I think probably 59,954 or 54,381. I think those kind of prices are pretty ideal for making maybe limit orders. It's already making a double top over there, so it's kind of fooling you into thinking that it's kind of trying to go down, but I think it's actually a pretty good position. If you look at it on like a further out perspective like this, it's kind of obvious. And once it makes a golden cross over there, it kind of makes a sunrise over there. So the historic RSIs are a pretty good indicator in this case. And for what I can say right now, one kind of thing that I am looking out for right now is this over here in the Fibonacci's. The autumn highs are at 4.236 or 2.618. I think those two numbers are the price points that it will probably be getting into, hence the last two market highs over there at around 2018, I think. So I think the next price highs are probably at 2.618 over here. So the next point to be closing in on profits would be at when the RSI made the spike, and when the spike is at the very peak. So a little bit more time until that pays off. And Litecoins in US dollars. Let me get this out of the way very quickly and trash that. Okay. And Litecoins is still in the trend line over there, as same as the other currencies. The trend line is starting at the time of corona epidemic, so there is a little bit of a adjustment happening over there. So I think it's until August that this takes place. So I think it's gonna probably go around the next the last spike in terms of price. And looking at it on a small chart over here, it's in a golden zone right now. Probably 153, 150 would be the price point to get into. And looking at it on the volumes over there, at the bottom over there, it's kind of facing kind of like that. The volume is kind of going very, very low. So if it goes through the trend line at around end of June, I think it will probably go high and get back to that line again, or the last initial spike. And yeah, that's it for US dollars. And I think I've said this last time. Let me check. And I think I think there is a lot more space for this crypto to be growing. And over here, I think, is the top part over here. Yeah, there is that's kind of a overlap over there at 1034.39. So I think that overlapping point is at 1040 or 1030. I think those two are a pretty good place to be in. And Litecoins and Bitcoins, it's the this is what I want to see at the 3-day charts. So it's kind of fluctuating, kind of sideways, kind of selling off slowly. Looking at it like this. This is at 3,802. So I think it's a pretty good place right now. So it's at the bottom of the Fibonacci. So I think there is a lot of place to be selling off a little bit more. For those of you that are looking into buying Litecoins, this is the price to be getting into. This is the most optimal place. 3,802. And the potential highs are probably over here, from what I gather information on, at 12,748. So those are the places to be checking out in. And lining it up like this. Yeah, the overlapping point is pretty strong over here. So it's over here at around, I think, 12,700, I think. So 175% growth, which is not bad. So yeah, 12,748. Yeah. So probably hit that last high and then go down, make a scoop, and then go up after that. So after it hits that, I think if it goes through that blue trend line, that's kind of an indicator for more market high. So that's pretty good. And in Bitcoin Cash and US dollars, it's a little bit similar to Litecoins. And let me see here. Yeah, this is the 3-day charts over here. And let me check let me get these Fibonacci placements down first. Okay, switching to the daily charts here. So I think I got this lined up pretty good. Let me line it up once again just to be sure. Yeah. So it's just fluctuating around 640. So I think probably placing a limit order around 540 would be the thing I would do. So if it were to make a death cross, that would be that. If it would probably go up after this. So make a death cross over there. Let me check I think it's over here. Yeah, over here. So this is about a month of days for the recovery period there. I think this was the same as Ethereum or Bitcoin. I don't know which one it was. So most of these cryptos were a lot of the same. And this is the trend line. So probably until the 1st of August, this same situation is going to play out. And probably things are going to change after that, and probably get into our next rising pattern after that. So I think holding it would be a pretty smart idea. And the highs is the weekly chart's still not closed, so there's not much I can say yet. But I think there is a lot more space to grow for this currency. I think the next high is probably 3,561. I think it would go at least that number. So Bitcoin Cash in Bitcoins. So yeah, let me check the 3D charts first of all. So the sell-offs are really small over here, and I think the EMA line might rise up first, just passing the candles first of all. For those of you that have it, I'll probably say hold on to it. Let me get this chart lined up and easy to see. Yeah. So at 0.786 or 1.272. Yeah, those two places are pretty good places to make an order. Yeah, because I think there is a little bit more volatility in this pair because of how far it's moving in. And let me line this up to see if there's any overlapping places. Actually, yeah, as in terms of highs, it'll probably go to 2.272. And over here, in the 3D charts, let's look at the RSIs over here. I think it's going to take a little bit more time for this to take place. It's kind of about to touch that trend line over there. If it does that it'll probably go up after that. Yeah, same I can say for the weekly charts. Yeah, probably 1st of August or midst of July, or maybe even midst of August. I think those are the timing that would be making the next spikes in RSIs. Yeah, so almost all the cryptos are kind of going for that mid-August kind of way for the price to be rising. So yeah, let's look at the total market cap. And yeah, it's kind of looking similar to Ethereum's over here. And the 3D charts are looking kind of like this, hopping up and down on the resistance line and between the golden pocket over there. And the EMA lines are kind of farther apart, kind of growing further apart. So I think there is going to be a little bit of a slowdown. But the daily charts are looking better. And until the candles go in top of the RSIs, it's going to be very hard to, looking into any more growth in this market. So it's a matter of time until these things happen. And the volume is very, very low right now. Yeah, that will be all for today's video I think. Yeah, I did another video on Dogecoins on my another channel. So for those of you that are interested in Dogecoins, I'm pretty sure most of you are. So if you're interested, looking into that. And these 3D chart videos, I usually do about 4 cryptos. So yeah, this is kind of a 3D chart channel. So yeah, if you have any requests, comment down below or comment at me on Twitter. So follow, subscribe for more. It's going into the weekend right now, I think so. Yeah, so guys, have a great weekend. Follow, like, and subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tatsugo channel. So I think that next week is we're going into weekly charts too. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Thank you.